Hey everyone, so I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to do a review of the MAC Select Coverup Concealer. And this is the concealer that MAC has in a tube. It's sort of the creamy, thick, liquidy sort of consistency. I'll show you how thick this concealer is, which I really like. I'm going to talk about its packaging, its consistency, whether it's good for on the go, blendability, and basically how I think of the concealer overall and hiding blemishes, its lasting finish, things like that. So let me just show you the consistency of this concealer. And I'm going to squeeze a little bit for you, and you can see how thick it is. It's something that doesn't droop. It's quite thick, and I really like that because some concealers I've tried in my life are too watery. It's not going to cover anything. So you know that the consistency is going to cover things, and I have to totally agree. It really does cover up blemishes. It really does cover up redness, which I really like. So let me show you. Usually how you would use the concealer is with a concealer brush. I recommend this. This is the EcoTools concealer brush, and you can also use the MAC 224, which is a blending brush, which sort of blends the concealer onto your skin really smoothly, a really nice, flawless application. But overall, that takes a little more time than if you were just using a concealer brush. I don't suggest using actually your fingers to blend the concealer onto your skin, simply because it will take a long time to blend it, and by then you're probably patting it too much, so you're thinning the concealer down. I would suggest using a brush. So this is a EcoTools concealer brush. And let me just tell you about basically how it blends. I'll show you. First, for example, if I have this area right here, if you can see that, and I apply the concealer, you can see how hard it is to blend the concealer so it looks like it's part of your skin. And it's not exactly just because the concealer isn't the color of my hand, it's also on your face. It's quite hard, so you have to take the edges and you have to blend it like that. Do you see that? Okay, so say your blemish is in center, you have to take the edges and blend it. So even if you apply the concealer with your brush, you have to go over with your hand and blend the edges so that it blends into your face flawlessly. That's the trick to using this concealer. And a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people are kind of confused on how to use this. Say, for example, you want a high coverage sort of concealer that hides up your blemishes, hides up like large pimples. This is not the most convenient way of sort of blending it in, because it is a lot harder to blend in than I think the Studio Finish is. This is like a really thick liquid concealer. So imagine putting like a liquid concealer on your blemishes and doing it. It's a lot slower than if you were to use, say, the MAC Studio Finish. So the concealer itself is not good for an on-the-go concealer, I would think, but it really is a good concealer for covering up any blemishes you have at the start of the day during your foundation or makeup routine. So I totally recommend this concealer for that. I think it is great for people who have especially dry skin, because the dry skin often flakes, it often has an uneven texture to it. So if you apply this MAC Studio Finish concealer, if you know that pop concealer on those areas, it will tend to sort of flake, sort of be uneven, and it's going to be an uneven application that looks pretty nasty throughout the day. So having a liquid concealer, a cream concealer, is really good for that, especially if you are a dry sort of person or you're undergoing any acne. Because if you have acne, usually your skin will be a lot drier due to the acne medication you put on it. So having one of these concealers will be good for that, because all you really have to do is dab a little here and then apply the concealer onto those areas. The liquid will take care of the dryness, and it will look a lot more even than if you were to use sort of a harder balmish kind of concealer like the MAC Studio Finish. So in this way, you know, having two types of concealer is always handy. I've always loved the MAC Studio Finish concealer because it really is a high coverage concealer that's so easy to blend, so easy to pat onto the skin, and it covers everything. The MAC Select Coverup does all that. The only downside, I think, is that it's not sort of an easy on-the-go application. It's more you take out your brush, you actually pat it, and you pat it into your skin so it covers it up. It takes a little more time, but the effects are really nice, really flawless for your foundation, really flawless for your skin. If you want to hide blemishes, especially redness, especially blemish marks, acne scars, this is a really good concealer for that. I think it has really good coverage, and I totally recommend it. The concealer also really lasts a long time. Usually it controls oil really well, and even if you oil up, it still sticks to your face. I've had a few problems with the Studio Finish concealer in that when I do have an oily T-zone in this area, it doesn't really effectively cover up too much because of the oil. It'll start mixing with the concealer and the concealer will start to fade. So with this, though, the MAC Select Cover Up, it works really well with oil, especially in the T-zone area, even though you oil up and it might mix with concealer. So I totally recommend this product in terms of lasting finish as well. A series of concealer reviews coming up, and my contest is ending soon, so if you have not entered, please go to my Facebook fan page and enter now. So I hope you like this review of the Select Cover Up. If you have any questions, do comment below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!